Yo, what's good, fellas? I'm Smacky. Welcome to another episode of Orion Obtainment. Let's talk about the RPK and the best Warzone class for the RPK, as well as the easiest way to get it gold in multiplayer. Let's start with the Warzone build. This is probably a top 5 meta weapon right now. The scope is up to you, but I recommend lower zoom scopes just because the more zoom you have, the more recoil you have. And then the laser can also be switched out for maybe a rear grip if you really want to make this thing a laser beam. I just like the faster ADS speed that the laser gives. As you guys will see throughout the video, this gun absolutely shreds, and the fact that it has 75 ammo to start with means that you can put down a full team in one mag. Expect it to be a little bit on the slow side when it comes to movement speed and ADS, but it more than makes up for it with the punch and the lack of recoil that it has. Let's get on to the multiplayer challenges. Very simple, just like usual, 50 kills with the RPK. If you're doing this in multiplayer, no problem. If you're doing this in Warzone, it'll probably take a little longer. Actually, it definitely will, but it'll still just happen over time. One thing to note is I definitely recommend going for the camo challenges in multiplayer, as it's going to be way faster than if you're doing it in Warzone. But if all you want to play is Warzone or you don't have multiplayer, that's okay too. You can still do it. The next challenge is getting 10 double kills. Again, doable in Warzone, but so easy in multiplayer. Playing an objective game mode like Hardpoint, I mean, you could get this done in literally one game. Next is 50 kills using a suppressor. I recommend just using the Polar Fire S suppressor, but if you don't have that unlocked right away, just throw on any suppressor and it will count. 50 kills isn't that hard, it'll happen over time. Lastly, we have getting 20 kills while mounted. Personally, I hate mounted kills, not because I think it's cheesy, I mean it is, but it's more so because it slows down my playstyle and I'm not a huge fan of it. Some maps that are really good for mounting would be the Raceway map or the Mercado Los Almas map, where you just mount in a window or mount across the middle of the map and just hold that line of sight. 20 mounted kills shouldn't take you too long. I believe I did it in about 3 games, but this is something you have to consciously go for. Once you complete all 4 of those challenges, you get the final challenge, which is getting 3 kills without dying 10 times. Again, doable in Warzone, which is really nice, but it's going to be a lot harder. In multiplayer, kind of a breeze. If you're really having trouble, I would recommend using a suppressor and using something like a portable radar and locking down a building. I probably won't make a platinum Longshots guide, so I'll just mention it now. I actually find getting long shots really easy if you're playing something like hardcore or tier 1 as they call it, as this gun's a one-shot kill. If you play Warzone a lot more than multiplayer, you can get long shots in Warzone, and honestly, when you're using the RPK, you're probably going to have an SMG or like the Akimbo pistols as your secondary, so a lot of your kills with the RPK are going to be long shots to begin with in Warzone. Just something to keep in mind when you go for it. Lastly, we have the staple of Orion Obtainment. We are going to rank the RPK compared to every other gun in the game. Here are my rankings so far, and this is a multiplayer ranking. Warzone, the RPK is going to be S tier, I'll say that right now, but in multiplayer, it's A tier. It's still a very solid weapon. The only problem is that it's extremely slow. And in multiplayer, with the fast time to kill, not being able to aim down sights fast is going to get you killed a lot. So, highly recommended in Warzone, and honestly worth a try in multiplayer if you haven't used it yet. I hope you found it helpful. The raw LMG is going to be the next video I make, so stay tuned to the channel for that. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. I'll see you guys whenever the next video is.